What's up? What's up? What's up? The Brothaman has returned. And I know you were here because you saw a TikTok or an Instagram reel talking about giving yourself a pay raise if you have a job, regular 9 to 5 job. So how does that work? How can you give yourself an instant pay raise? Uh, well, I just want to let you know most people have this opportunity to have the job. In fact, and the reason is because most people are planning for that refund. The average refund is around 3,000 for the American household. Of course, not everybody gets one, but on average, the refund is around $3,000, especially for if you consider if you have a family. Some of them are even much bigger, and these folks have the opportunity. Really, should be adjusting their W-4. Most Americans really don't put a lot of thought to how they fill out the W-4 form at their job. And so they're having way too much withheld out for federal taxes, which is why you get these big refunds. But what if you could get that money in your pocket now throughout the year? What debts could you pay off with that money? What could you actually save that money? What kind of emergency fund could you build with that money? What could you invest in if you had the extra money in your pocket right now? So what I'm going to show you is how you can adjust your W-4, give yourself instant pay raise, and benefit from a powerful business opportunity that me and my team have been benefiting from. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you an example of a beautiful family here. Let me share my screen. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use the example of this family. We're going to call them the Johnson family. Yes, this Johnson family, they're pretty much like a typical family, uh, typical American family. Husband, wife, 2 kids, boy and girl. Both have jobs, both pay daycare, and both fall into that category of that close to $3,000 average refund that the average American has. Now, Mrs. Johnson, she makes about 55,000 a year. Mr. Johnson makes about 50 in this example. So we're going to, and then they pay about $6,500 worth uh, of daycare annually. So that's important. So those are the details of the Johnson household. So we're going to see how they can benefit from income shifting, as the term we call it. We call the income shifting because it's taking the income that you're already making, shifting it so it can benefit you in a more effective way. So I'm going to stop the screen share here, and then we're going to go to, I'm going to tell you about this website. So in order to, if you were going to do this yourself, what you would need is your most current pay stub. That way you can see how much is being withheld for taxes. And of course, it's going to show you your income information. And you're going to go Google IRS tax withholding estimator. IRS tax withholding estimator. I'm going to share you my screen here. And we're going to look at an example of an IRS tax withholding estimator. And you're going to go to a site like this. What is this? All right, so you're going to come to this website, tax withholding estimator. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to go through these 6 modules of questions. You go through those 6 modules of questions and you fill out your personal information. And basically, what it does, it takes that information, tabulates it, and gives you a projected refund that you might be expecting for next year. Now, you can use that information to, plan for a big refund, but we're going to show you how you can give yourself an instant pay raise. So, all right. So basically, like I said, you're going to fill in your personal information, starting with about you. Now, I've already done some of this for brevity's sake. So this example, married, and filing jointly, and they both have jobs. All right. So now we get, and then you come in here, you fill in your income withholding. Ooh, it's pouring down right now. So in this example, like I mentioned, this couple makes $105,000 a year combined. We start with the husband's job. You fill it out just like you answer these questions, just like his hourly job. Is he gonna hold it all year? Yes, he plans on. He gets paid every 2 weeks, and we base it on his most recent pay stub through the month of March, and you just fill in your income. So, based on his recent pay stub, based on he's on pace to make $52,000 this year. This was his last pay period. How much federal income tax he had withheld. And in this example, he is not, neither him or his wife are contributing to an HSA or an FSA or a 401k. And so we're going to play with those numbers too. All right. So wife does the same thing. And between her withholding and his, right now they have withheld $290 per pay period. So just under $600 a month withheld. Okay. And you just want to keep going through the modules there. Now, of course, in your situation, you would answer any of these questions that apply to you. You go to deductions. In this example, we're going to use the standard deduction. That's what most people are going to use, a standard deduction of $25,900. And as I mentioned, the Johnson family, they have 2 kids. So they fill in this information about child dependent credits, 2 kids, and they pay $6,500 of child care expenses. And it produces this result. So this is what the Johnsons are looking at. They're looking at a potential refund next year of $27.94. Now, how can they give themselves a pay raise? Now they can give themselves an instant pay raise already. So instead of and basically what you do is after you get to this result, you take this slider, move it on down. Let's say for this example, we move it on down to 0, right? They want to come out even next year instead of having that big refund. They want to have that $2,700 applied to their budget right now. So what they would do, they would go from having $290 withheld to $133. So that's putting $160 back in their pocket. Now that you might be thinking, well, that's not a whole lot. But I want you to think about your credit card bill. How much sooner could you have that paid off if you put an extra $150, $160 towards that credit card bill? Or how much would you save with it if you had that extra money per month? So this is something that the Johnsons can do, but now do right now. But now let's play with the numbers a little bit, because there's things that they can do to even increase to make their situation better. So let's go back to income withholding here. And so now let's have Mr. Johnson contribute to his HSA. And let's just say he does $100 per pay period. There's 6 pay periods so far. All right. And let's say he contributes to his 401k. Let's say he does. Let's just say he does 100. Nothing big, no big deal, right? So we make that change. Now let's see if that changes our result any. So now that got them an extra $600 in overpayment. And so now, yeah, $600. So now if they wanted, let's see here, instead of having that $290 withheld, they could cut that down to $100. So nearly $200 put back into their pocket per month by using income shifting. So, and this is steps anybody can do. Anybody can do this. You know, do this now. And we definitely recommend doing this now because instead of waiting all year, get behind and perhaps your debts and your credit card bill, put this money to work for you now. Start paying off debt now. Take the extra, in this case, $200, put it towards, start paying off debt with that money. And then once you pay that debt off, you go to the next one, go to the next one. And next thing you know, you are out of debt in a year, maybe 2 years worth time frame, depending on how big of your situation you're dealing with. This is a powerful, powerful, powerful strategy that the average American can use today. But now let's take it to the final step. Let's take this to the final step because I mentioned a business opportunity. Here's what a lot of people, why have you noticed that so many people are now not only working from home, but starting home-based businesses? Well, it's the opportunity to make money from the computer, from the cell phone. People are looking for opportunities now. But one of the benefits that a lot of people don't know is that common things like your cell phone, your computer, your internet bill, a portion of your mortgage, if you set aside a part of your house designated for your home-based business, uh, a portion of your rent, your utilities is now become tax deductions. Mileage that you go to and from around town, if you put that towards promoting your business, it becomes a tax deduction. Travel, business related travel, which me and my team teach you how to make business related travel work for you, that becomes tax deductible. And it actually work to minimizing people's biggest expense, their taxes. So let me show you an example of this. So we're going to go back to adjustments here. And you see here under the adjustments to income, we're going to check this box here, yes. And we're going to put in a business expenses, $5,000 for business expenses. And that's very, very conservative figure because you think about it, cell phone bill for a family, that's 200 times 12 is $2,400 just for the cell phone bill. Then you get your internet bill. Then you get all the other things that I mentioned that can work in your advantage as a tax deduction. This number right here is very conservative. I'm going to give you this number. We're going to work with this number. And let's say we go back to the income page here. And we have second income source. Let's go to the third income source. And this is self-employment income. Let's just say while you were learning how to get your home-based business up and running, you were able to make $600 in commission. Let's just work with that number. Of course, if you apply the strategies that we teach, that number can be a lot bigger, but we're just going to work with that number. Now, let's go to results. Now we've got that information in. Income sources required. Oh, it's making me start all over. Oh, are you serious? What? No. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. All right. So I messed up there. All right. But anyway, we got that fixed. So let's look at the result. $3,855. So now they $3,800 is their expected refund based off the information we put in. So they went from this This strategy got them an extra $1,000 right off the get-go. But now we're going to learn how we can take this $38.55 and put it into the Johnson's pocket right now. So we'll scroll it down to there. So instead of having $290 withheld for federal taxes, we're going to cut that down to less than $100. That's $75. And based off of the information we just put in, stuff that anybody can do, we have added, see, 75 to 90. So that's 220. Put $225 back into the Johnson's pocket, plus any income that they get from their business goes into their pocket. So this is a powerful strategy. You can give yourself an instant pay raise just by employing a strategy called income shifting. And some of our members have income shifted $200 monthly. Like I just showed here, me in my situation, it was $300. And a matter of fact, let me show you some of my other teammates here. Yeah, I'm going to show you some of my other teammates here. And as soon as I get to the section. All right, so we're going to share our screen here. All right, let's get this screen shared up. All right, here it is. So let's look at a few results from some of our other teammates who have employed income shifting.
And then when you got a job, you can turn around and correct that W-4 and put money back into your pocket. Like I did. I did $837 back from BNSF on the railroad.
Since my econ, I have cash flowed over $316 a month back into my paycheck, and cash flow cumulative in the 18 months I've been with my econ over $100,000. So learn these financial strategies, learn how to apply them, and I promise you your life will change.
Now, Alex told you guys about the W-4 strategy. I did that within the first couple months of joining, and I started getting almost $200 back by my next paycheck. Within 2 weeks, I was getting more money back in my paycheck. So that was an amazing strategy that worked for me right away.
You know what I mean? When I did my W-4 adjustment, 2 weeks later, next thing you know, I saved an additional $740. That's an extra income that's on my check monthly. Definitely no brainer. The more I've been studying,
And the first thing I did was take on the W-4 strategy, and I bring home an extra $300 a month, y'all. And that helps so much. And now I'm working on my credit. The money I'm getting in, for getting people signed on, I'm investing into the company. So,
all right. So my name is Tim. I've been with my econ now for about 6 months. First thing I did, because I am an essential worker with the W-4 strategy, get myself an extra $600 a month pay raise. And because I did that put me up front on some bills. So on the side, I'm building this business.
The big thing for me to join was the W-4 strategy, because at the time my wife had to quit her job due to COVID-19 to homeschool our kids, since all the kids were getting out of school. So I needed to bring in a little extra money, and I'm a mechanic in the oil field, so my hours vary, so I couldn't get a second job.
The income shifting process, and I actually bring home an extra $800 a month. That's $400 every pay period. So Do the math on that.
$800.
And I think this is a great time. So whoever welcomes you.
Income shifting membership from a job, got myself 600 plus on the income shifting loan without even having to ask my boss before, like working extra hours overtime, trying to find a second job, other opportunities. You don't have to do that with this.
This program, I immediately started repairing my credit. I utilized the W-4 strategy. I started getting $480 a month back onto my paychecks when I was working, because I'm retired now.
Promoted with this company, and now I'm bringing home, you guys, $700, $1,400 a month as an extra pay raise for myself with my econ, because that W-4 strategy helped me with that extra stream of income. Did y'all hear what I just said?
All right. So you heard that the different results. There we go. So you heard the different results. I showed you 2, 3, 4, 480, 600, 700. Then you have one number, cash flow, $1,400 monthly, employing the strategy that I just showed you. How do you like the word cash flow? Who couldn't use that? Everybody could use that. And I just showed you how you can do it. If you want to learn more about this, go to my website, thebrotherman.com. Set up a consultation with me, or you can text me directly, and I'll break this down personally how this can work for you, as well as many other features of how you can save money on travel and how you can save money fixing your own credit. So, hey, let's get yourself an instant pay raise. I just showed you how to do it. I just showed you a number of people who are able to put anywhere from 2 to 4 to 5 to 6 up to $1,400 a month back into their paychecks using this powerful strategy. Get with me today. And if you're coming in from a TikTok or Instagram reel, contact me directly and I'll show you how to get started. Peace. Oh, yeah. Subscribe too.